Alright, our next lesson is using the liquify filter. And what we're going to do with this pen and the stem of this rose is we're going to make it look like the stem is wrapping around the pen. The first thing that we're going to do is go to our move tool, and then we're going to take our stem and put it over the pen, hit Command T, tilt it, and stretch it so it's a little bit longer than the pen. Now the pen is a little dark. In fact, the stem gets kind of lost because it's so dark, so let's go to the pen and change the color. Just like we did with the building, we're going to hit Command U and find a color where that stem's going to pop out a little bit more. Alright, let's go back to the stem layer, and then we're going to go up to Filter, Liquify. You're going to get a menu that looks like this, and you want to make sure that you're on the forward warp tool. Your bracket keys will change the size of your brush, and for this particular technique we want a nice large brush. So mine's at a 200. And then what you want to do is just start moving the stem so it's going to zigzag on either side of your pen. Now you might have to go back a couple times because the pen is not visible. And then you'll notice that it got a little thin. It thinned out a little bit, so you can go to your bloat tool, which is right here, and just tap on the stem to increase the width. And then click OK. And that looks pretty good. If I wanted to go in and maybe bring those ones down, I would just repeat that. Filter and then liquify. Oops, I'm on the bloat one, so I'm going to go back to the warp. Maybe bring that in just a little bit. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a mask layer to our stem layer. And that one here is the rectangle with the circle. Click that once. And then we're going to go over to our paintbrush. We're going to make sure that our paint is black. And then we're going to start painting away every other vine. I want a hardness at about 80%. And we're going to pretend that this part of the, whoops, I want my opacity at 100% too. This part of the stem is behind the pen, so that's why I'm creating a mask there. This part would be on top of the pen. This part would be behind the pen. This part would be on top of the pen, and then this piece would be behind the pen. And see how it looks now like it's going back and forth? Then we're going to go to our move tool again, go to our flower layer, Command T, just twist that. Now you see how there's that huge rectangle there. The reason it's doing that is somewhere in this layer there's a speck. So what you can do if you want, you don't have to do this, but you could select this portion here, right click inside, inverse it, delete it, and then you'll have that smaller selection. Okay, and then I'm going to move the leaves and maybe tilt those a little bit. And there I have my stem wrapping around that pen, just like in your poster. The next thing that I need to do is I need to link all of these. So I'm going to click on my top layer, hold down Shift, click on my bottom layer, right click, and link my layers. Now I'm ready to drag it into my poster. Let's do that. is. Let's downsize it by hitting Command T, hold down Shift, and hold down Alt and create one on the other side. Right click inside of it and flip it horizontally. I'm going to move all of these. I'm going to first link them and then move them to the top. There we go. And that concludes Pen with Flowers and Vine. And now you know how to liquify and use a layer mask to make things look like they're intertwining.